Welcome, YouTube world. As always, you don't want to hear me flap my gums? No problem. There's going to be a link in the description down below to the official notes from Gearbox Software for Borderlands 3, the new update that just came out. I forget the number. I think it's 1.05. It's going to be in the title by the time I upload it anyway, so let's just get right into it. Notes for Patch 3. Added support for Bloody Harvest. Free limited time event starting on October 24th and ending on December 5th. I wish that's how long Halloween lasted, to be honest with you. During the event, the main menu will now become spooky when the micro patch has loaded and the event content is available. Stability. Fixed a report bug resulting in a crash while loading into maps. Fixed a reported audio crash bug. Fixed a reported crash that occurred for certain users when level transitioning immediately after throwing a longbow grenade. Fixed a reported rare crash that occurred for certain users after completing missions. Fixed a reported crash that occurred for certain users when swapping an equipped weapon. Fixed a reported crash that occurred for certain users when sorting the mission log by region. General fixes. Consoles only. Mayhem mode is now available in the True Vault Hunter mode on consoles. Consoles only. Added photo mode support for consoles. Consoles only. Added EchoCast Twitch extension support for consoles. Added new Vault Hunter customizations and trinkets. Added the ability to specify Mayhem mode while matchmaking. Adjusted the volume of the 2K and Gearbox logo intro movies. Addressed reported concern where some players were missing skill points. Updated gore stump textures for consistency, PC only. Improved reliability of the voice chat system when open and closing the echo menu on PC. PC only. Added a modification so typing and text chat no longer prevents players from fast traveling. Singularity grenades will no longer cause Saurian corpses to float in the air after dying. Darn. Addressed a reported concern that certain players experienced some visual effects or the side mission transaction packed before accepting the mission. Addressed a reported concern that some players experienced brick getting stuck after chasing enemies off the cliff near Hector's lament in the Anvil. I'm just glad that my bricks are stuck in my house and they're not coming apart. I need this home. Made a modification where Amber Lamps no longer has a chance to spawn during the Defend Balix objective of the Family Jewel mission. Address a reported concern with the legendary grenade mod Kassar, where it was not counting towards the optional grenade kills objective in slaughter maps, PS4 only. Addressed a language code issue present in PS4 activity feeds for English. Addressed a reported concern where users were their region set to Japan were unable to complete the fast travel tutorial. Made a modification so safe area calibration is now saved when relaunching the game. Camera no longer resets to a random location when using the reset camera function in photo mode. Photo mode will now force exit when the player is teleported. Subtitles are now present when joining another player's game while a cinematic is playing. Addressed a reported concern where some sounds were quiet or missing for the second player in split screen. Made various split screen UI fixes. Fixed a reported UI issue where the Mayhem modifier menu would sometimes not appear for certain players. Note, some Xbox users should have seen the patch roll out as early as yesterday. Good for them. Notes for October 24th hotfix. As stated in this week's stream, this week's changes focus less on weapons and more on fixes across the game. We're gathering data, reading feedback, and working towards improving all aspects of the game. Please keep submitting your reports. 2. Support2k.com. Weapons. Flacker now consumes 1 ammo instead of 5. That's good. Bug fixes. Addressed a reported bug with space laser tag which prevented some players from progressing to the next objective. Atomic has now been modified to no longer become invisible and has been reported under certain condition. Modified Powerhouse Heavy's attack to no longer damage players outside of the intended range. Addressed a concern that projected shields were taking too much damage from General Tronstedt attacks. Fixed a reported floating door frame in the Jacobs Theater. Addressed a reported potential progression blocker when Rice talked during to hostile takeover. Increased checkpoint sizes of new U stations in multiple locations. Included modifications so that Zane's Diggy clone will no longer spawn into the cage into Slaughterhouse 3000. Slaughter Star 3000, I'm making up shit here. Those are a lot of notes to take in, and we're still hard at work addressing reported issues in Borderlands 3, but given that we're just a month out from Borderlands 3's launch, we'd like to take this opportunity to outline our plans for future updates, including some of the community's most frequently requested changes. There can always be unforeseen challenges when working on patches and hotfixes, so we'll keep you posted on more concrete release timings as these updates continue to progress. Here's a look at some of the things we're working to implement in future patches. Game performance and stability obviously continue to be our top priorities. The first fruits of that labor will be released in our upcoming November patch with various improvements game-wide. We've also been hard at work at improving the game's stability, and more improvements in this regard are expected to be included in the November patch. Performance and stability will continue to be an ongoing effort, with more fixes rolled out with each upcoming patch. Again, this is future stuff here. The bank. Expanding the bank has been the most consistently requested feature by the community. We've heard you loud and clear, and the groundwork for expanding the bank has already started. You're only going to have to pay $13 a month. It's a joke. Get it? The whole Bethesda thing with Fallout 76? Okay, anyways. The first of several planned expansions will coincide with the release of Takedown at Maliwan's Black Site. Expect a significant bank expansion that will more than double the existing space. Additional expansions to the bank will continue to be rolled out over future releases. Dedicated loot pools for bosses. Several of you have stated a desire to find gear more easily in the game. To do that, we're updating the loot pools, the data that determines what in-game items drop, right? So to ensure that more specific gear drops from bosses, that means you'll be able to go to a specific boss to get the specific gear you're looking for. We're working out which bosses get which gear right now, and expect this to be ready as part of the November patch as well. Character buffs. In the late stages of the game when Mayhem mode is active, we've found that players' companions, Mosey's Iron Bear, Flax Pets, and Zane's Diggy Clone SNTL are reportedly not performing as well as we had expected. To address this, we're looking at how to adjust damage according to the relevant skills and gear. The goal here is to make sure we have as many viable character builds as possible. Additional Mayhem levels and Mayhem 2.0. Mayhem mode has been a fantastic addition to the Borderlands world. After receiving some great community feedback, we've been hard at work on a significant revamp that will introduce a host of improvements over several upcoming updates. The first update will be released as part of a takedown at Maliwan's Black Site and includes the first new Mayhem mode level, Mayhem 4. Expect a significant challenge when it debuts with tougher enemies that reward players with highly synergized character builds. A new batch of legendary guild gear will also only drop while in Mayhem 4 to reward those players who are truly up for the challenge. Longer term, we have plans to overhaul Mayhem mode with more UI support, new Mayhem modifiers that change gameplay more dramatically, Mayhem playlists, new rewards, and additional levels of Mayhem to work through. We're excited about Mayhem 2.0, and we'll talk more about it when we get a little bit closer to its release. Vending machines. Marcus heard the outcry for more vending machines, so we're airdropping in some more across multiple maps. Expect new ammo and health vending machines outside a few boss arenas, and a few in some of the bigger environments. Below are the locations where the new vending machines will be appearing. Just look at the list here. I suppose I'll just say them now that I've been babbling for almost 10 minutes. Athena's Atlas HQ, Skywell 27, Lectra City, Jacob's Estate, Voracious Canopy, Tazendir Ruins, The Pyre of Stars, Skippable Cinematics. We're currently investigating the best way to approach letting players skip the cutscenes. This is much easier said than done. Under the hood, the game may activate critical events based on cinematics. In order to make sure mission progression isn't negatively impacted, we need to inspect each cinematic and make sure those events will still work correctly. We have a few ideas on how to tackle this problem and expect to have a solution soon. Target dummy. Need an easier way to test your gear? We're going to add a target dummy to the shooting range on Sanctuary. We feel this is the best location since your bank is also on the ship. This way, you can manage and test your builds on Sanctuary without having to travel anywhere else. You can expect to see this sometime in December, and then the future. This list above is only a high-level look at what some of our teams are working on. Stay tuned as we continue to add more information and additions to the list. We here at Gearbox are excited about where Borderlands 3 is heading, and we look forward to showing you all the content that's still to come. Please, Lord, tell me I'm done. I am done. That's it. We're done. That's awesome. As always, thank you for tuning in. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. And you simply won't get the harvest. You won't get all that cool Halloween stuff. You won't get it. As a matter of fact, your candy that you might get will be poison and put you in a coma. And when you wake up, you'll be back to like the Nintendo era. Okay, anyhow. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, boys and girls, or whatever it is you identify as. And as always, I shall see you all in the next video. Bye for now.